The entire reason, for example, that my grandmother gave permission for her husband's remains to be moved to QMC was not that there would be a monument, but that there would be a museum, a library, and a theater. Okay, so what I sent you was, remember, that's the visual for the original plan. I'm just showing that for reference because that is the original plan from all plans. No? Yun ang nandun kay Ilustre, etc. If you notice, even Manosa kept an aspect of that.
Yes.
Diba? Okay, so yun ang mawawala. Ang naging dahilan kung bakit pumayag yung pamilya was that monument aside, may public service aspect, which was library, museum, and theater. So all developments since have departed from that. No?
With the 1980s QMC Masterplan prepared by architect Bobby Manosa first altering the city's moral obligations for a museum and library to a dining amenity, but retaining the unfulfilled promise for a theater. The 1990s QMC Masterplan a decade later prepared by architect Felino Palafox Jr. updated the park's promises to include the MRT 7 station, but it departed further from Aurora Quezon's core mandates. The 2000 QMC visitor amenity map showed the park administration's own organic development as it deemed fit, but it also forgot its pending moral obligations to the ones enshrined in the Quezon Memorial. The 2020 QMC Masterplan, prepared by the City Architect Department headed by architect Lucille Chua, based their design on the notion that the monument should be the only notable structure in QMC. But it directly contradicted the 1947 QMC Covenant and the department's mission vision statement, still failing to honor the park's perpetually binding moral obligations to the ones enshrined, until now. And the 2025 QMC Retrospective Masterplan, prepared by architect Jericho Adriano, primarily addressing present conditions and needs of the public majority, but returning the park back onto its original motivations by honoring the very mandates of Aurora Quezon. In accordance with Manuel Quezon III's anointment of the proposed Moral Victory Monument to fulfill QMC's forgotten destiny as aesthetically the showpiece of the nation.
The mayor has problems with parang masyadong grandiose yung idea sa kanya nung Moral Victory Monument mo, which is actually a complex. You may want to consider turning it into those aspects. In which case, hindi na grandiose and babalik sa original motivation nung ano. Yun ang suggestion ko. Kasi sa amin, from the family's point of view, syempre, ayaw namin makialam masyado, but ang duty namin is to raise those agreements from the start. For me, it at least can double as a place for film exhibits, for film presentation. So my personal opinion would boil down to 4 major points. I think the biggest selling point of this plan is finally letting the people in. Kasi yun nga, yung binabanggit mo dati, it's pang taong may kotse lang ito eh.
Yes.
Up to now. Okay. Second, the second big selling point, which I think a lot of stakeholders agree on, is that it preserves as much as possible the greenery of the area. What I like is it's also taking into account new mobility concerns, particularly for people who are cyclists. All I'm saying is those are the things that expand your stakeholders, bring it back to its original purpose, but at the same time make it more useful to the community.
Yeah.
Diba? Ang punto ko lang, ibalik mo lang yung mga nawalang purpose. Alam mo naman yung misgivings ni Mayor. So work with it na. I mean, if you can keep your baby, if you repurpose it to something more strategic, baka yun ang susi. I guess you've taken in all the feedback from all the sectors. Personally, maganda because yung everything is green, you're bringing back the plants, hindi na magulo, pedestrian and people friendly, maganda tingnan, alam mo, maraming tubig, and so on. So, safe para sa tao, safe para sa hayop, safe para sa commuter, tourist, di ba? Lahat. So, yun lang.
Wow, thank you very much for that, Manolo.